What's happening, YouTube? It's KMEGA 405 live from the 405. Well, I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. Now, if you're new to the channel, man, please hit that sub button, hit that like button, and comment. I definitely appreciate that. And, man, don't forget to check out my people from IntroMediaGaming.com. Check out everybody there from young Kano all the way down to 100. There's so many, good YouTubers out there that makes cool, good content. And yeah, I'm proud to be a part of those people. And of course, we do our podcast with BGST on Next Gen's channel, the next podcast on Xbox 448's channel, and then our baby, which is the GRG podcast, which will be on the GRG channel, the GRG podcast channel, coming up this Friday, 8:30 Eastern. I'm Central Time, so I'm trying to think of the right time to say 8:30 Eastern. But anyway, but let's get on to the video, man. Man, the news that we heard this morning really got me excited. Got a lot of people excited. Now, of course, it's a rumor because it's not actually been confirmed by anybody. But there was this article that was leaking this retailer from another country that was saying that the price of the Scorpio was going to be $399. And in US dollars, I think that's $430. And that gives so much inspiration to a lot of people to think that, whoa, this thing is really not going to be that expensive. This thing is really going to be anywhere from $400 to $450. If it's $430, that's a weird price. You know what I'm saying? You mostly think of like $425, $99, something like that. But regardless, anywhere from $400 to $450 is perfect. Just for the mere fact, because I've said this on podcasts, it's like basically if to make customers feel like they're valued, you would want to say this is the thank you console. This is the console for sticking it out with us through all the thick and thin, through the crazy 2013 debacle, to everything that you guys has gone through from the haters, from the media. You know what? You stood by our side. You have been playing on this product, and this is our thank you. This is what we've been wanting to do for you guys, and we just didn't have the time. Now, here's the fruit of our labor, and that's what all I've been trying to say. It's like it's not like saying it's the right thing to do, but it's the thing of where people have stayed strong and hasn't jumped ship from the Xbox brand, and has enjoyed the Xbox brand. From day one, I've always enjoyed this console. But if you look at the console now, comparing everything that's gone from the interface to all the improvements that they've done to where it was back then, well, yeah, the system was garbage. It wasn't garbage, but it wasn't. You could see the flaws in the Xbox One Fat. And now when you look and see with the Scorpio coming out, like, my goodness, you guys has done some amazing work, and they're using older components to make the price even cheaper. Now, of course, like I said, it's still in speculation, and but we all do know that it's going to be between $400 and $500, and $500 is that price point to where when you go into the store, and I've said this on podcasts as well, when not a gamer like me or you, but for somebody that's just going to buy a console, they're going to have competition. Microsoft is going to have Nintendo on the shelf. They're going to have PlayStation on the shelf, and then you're going to have different SKUs of that PlayStation, because you're going to have a new Pro, you're going to have the PlayStation Vanilla, and you're going to have the PlayStation Slim. You're going to go to Nintendo, and Nintendo is going to have whatever they're going to have, maybe a different SKU as well, and then they're going to have their games lineups as well. So the best way to counteract that is to have not only this most powerful console, but had it at an affordable price, to make people say, oh, whoa, if they see the kiosk and they see that this thing is as powerful as everybody have said and what we've seen so far, then that's going to blow people away, because it's going to be just about the same price, maybe $50 more. And if they're doing a trade-in, if they're playing trade-in a PlayStation 4, if they're trading a regular Xbox, and it's $350, it's the same price, maybe even more, maybe $325. You know, hell, maybe even $300. Maybe I don't know how big their trade-in will be, but let's just say $350. You got a win on your hands. You can't even complain about that. Nobody that even the biggest hater of the Xbox can complain about. You getting the system, you trading it in, and you getting the system for $350. Not even close. So having that $399 price point or to that $450 price point is perfect. And I also feel, I've said this many of times as well, that I feel that Xbox is going to have the Scorpio in different SKUs. I think they're going to have this $399 or $350 version, and they're going to have a $500 version, maybe 2 terabytes, whatever. And then we get down to the nitty gritty, which is talking about the games, because of course that's been the narrative of this year, is the games. Now, Showstopper said something really on point, and he was talking about, you know, PlayStation games, and they've came with an abundance of games this year, and they're going to have more. And there's been some true hits, and there's been some misses, but they still have been bringing the games. But Showstopper said this, and he was right on point. Most of all these games that came out for the PlayStation this year are delayed games that people have been waiting for hell. We're talking about Nioh was like a 10-year-old, like what, last gen game. So, you know, Persona, that game was in Japan for damn near a whole year. So, you know, it's just one of those things where people want you to forget what's really going on. And then really what's going to be looking at what the future is going to look like for the PlayStation if this price point is true for the Xbox, because it's really going to put some pressure on them. You know, they're going to have to, you know, bring out the games have got to be high quality. And then on top of that, you know, Microsoft is doing more innovative things with just services. I mean, you know, the Game Pass thing, that's going to just basically crush anything that that the PlayStation Now thing is doing, even with the games going to the PC. You know, the UWP that Microsoft is having, where you're going to have PC games coming over to the Xbox, plus you're going to have some Xbox games coming over to the PC. That's more revenue. Then you're going to have digital refunds, which I think is the slam dunk of all of this, included with the price point, if the price point is accurate. And that's right there, that's going to be the killer. Like, so if this game was not cool, then I could go ahead and I could trade this game back and get my money back and put it up to something else. That is the prop that's having customer service all across the board. Like, you're giving me something that really, to me, I feel that this should be more money, but you're giving this to me at an affordable rate. Then you're giving, or a price, then you're giving me a console. I mean, well, you're giving me games. And even though people will speculate, well, it's the same games, it's Forza, nobody cares about these games, they're still games. How I look at this is that if PlayStation can have 2 years basically of having sparse games, you know, basically 3 years, if you kind of look at it, 3 years of having a sparse lineup, and the media praised that. And then you had these delays as well, and cancellations. The people don't really talk about the PlayStation also had canceled games as well. Then you're looking at it like, wow, you know, Xbox can have a moment to where they may not have a lot of games to give this year, but they're giving you a console, they're giving you customer service, and they're still giving you some games in which that's setting up the lineup for next year. And just think about what the developers are going to do with this tech, with this game system next year, after having their hands onto it for a whole full year, or for however long they've been working on their games to it. It's going to change the whole narrative, and like I said, it's going to put PlayStation in a position to where they're going to have to either try to bring out the PlayStation 5 a little bit early, or they're going to have to really pump in the cash to make this thing even greater. And they're saying, and you know, when PlayStation could definitely do it and make the PlayStation 5 completely, you know, just drop our jaw. But it's all because of what Microsoft has done. It's all because of what Xbox has been pushing us ahead for. Just think about the digital sales. Remember in 2013 where the trade-in deal, the clowning session that PlayStation had? Now we're looking, and we've seen a report, I think Hitsmove put it out, where it was saying that Digital sales was like 74%. Just a couple of years ago, it was at 55. So it's already increased in like a couple of years, and it's almost about to, put the baby to bed. It's about, digital is in. Microsoft already seen that from the beginning. Digital games, if we allowed this whole DRM whatever thing to happen, digital games would be cheaper now. But because of the fact that, GameStop has already put themselves in a bad position just for the mere fact that they cheated. They're cheating the gamer, and they got found out, and so a lot of companies, like Best Buy and them, they're going to really have to do something in order for you to want to start buying your hard copy games. Now, the one fear of this is that with the hard copy games, they're going to be a hell of a lot more expensive. But as I look at it, as though if you have the price of digital games go down, then I don't see too much of a problem of getting your physical copies, pay them at a higher price. Now, of course, it's how much we're talking about. $10 extra, I'm not tripping. But if you're talking about $20, $30 extra, if you're talking about going back to the old 1990s way where you had to buy Phantasy Star for $89, or Zelda for $75, $80, $79, $80, yeah, now then you having a problem. But especially when games now have a lot of DLC and you're already paying close to $100 or over $100 according to what kind of game that you're getting. So now basically what happened in 2013 could actually be completely obliterated with Project Scorpio being at a proper price. The fact that the customer service is on point. You got the games, you got the Game Pass, you have EA Access, you have digital refunds. They listen to you. They're bringing back older games. You got backwards capability. You ask them and request those games for backward capability, and they bring them. It takes some time because they have to go through hoops, but in order for this to be going on, I mean, they have to listen to the public, and I think that a lot of gamers need to be given a lot of praise for this, and especially if this price is held up at $399 to $450. I think that changes the game. No, you'll never catch PlayStation with sales. No, you know what I'm saying? But that's the whole point of this, is that it sets everything up for what the next Xbox is doing. And then, and people won't be so won't be so set back if the next console will be $500. You see what I'm saying? So, and I also think that Microsoft is going to hold on bringing a console anytime soon. I think we're looking at maybe about 2021. Just think about this. This will be basically that'll be Xbox 20-year anniversary. And I think that's when the Xbox 2 comes out, and it'll be like whatever crazy. And the PlayStation will probably come out in 2019, 2020. I mean, we're only a couple of years away, guys. I mean, just think about that. If they come out in 2020, that's like 2.5 years from now. If it comes to 2019, that's a year and a half from now. So if 2021 is like another 3 years, I think that would be fine. Especially with the Scorpio going to be as powerful as it is now. A lot of people are still going to want to gravitate to it. So I definitely am excited about what's coming on to gaming. We're finally at the new frontier, and I can't wait, man. I'm very excited. But I'd like to hear your thoughts about everything. I definitely know that I'm going to hear people that's going to be objective, but hey, that's what it's all about. So shout out to everybody. Intro Media Gaming, BGST, Next, GRG. Peace.